Hi, I'm Sophia. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a short Pilates sequence for all trimesters, particularly focusing on hamstring and glute strength. So when you're ready, let's come onto the mat. So carefully take yourself down onto your back. Good, resting your head on a block or a cushions or anything to make sure that you can find a comfortable neutral. And then first of all, we're just going to take a moment to come into the body. So just checking in with your neutral pelvis, making sure hip bones, pubic bone are level. Heels are aligned with sit bones. Good. And then we're going to float the hands up above the shoulders. So we're going to inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to slide arm and opposite leg away, keeping the 4 points of the torso connected. The spine nice and stable. Inhale, come back. Exhale, let's reach. Inhale, come back. So whenever you're doing exercises laying on your back, you want to make sure that you keep the time nice and short. And obviously if you're uncomfortable, make sure to sit up and rest and recover. Good, so I'm concentrating on keeping the integrity of the pelvis and spine, not letting the spine dip and sway with the movement of my arm and leg. And I'm trying to stretch as much as I can through the arm and leg, keeping those 4 points of the body nice and stable. So shoulders and hips nice and strong and stable. Good, lovely. And then we're going to come back to the centre. Keep the hands reaching for the ceiling, make sure your legs are parallel. We're now going to come into an exercise called knee drop. So we're using this to mobilise the hips. So just letting one knee come out, and then inhale, come back, and then exhale, let the other knee come out. And inhale, come back. So we're not going to do too many repetitions. It's just to mobilise the hip ready for the next exercise. And you're looking for the pelvis to be nice and still and stable. Obviously, if you're uncomfortable on your back, make sure to come up and sit up for a second or two. Give yourself time to recover. But generally speaking, we don't want to be laying flat for more than 3 minutes. Particularly later in pregnancy, so it's like a habit that you can work on from the beginning. Just to keep your movements fluid and make sure you don't get stuck in the same position for a long time. Good. Coming back when you're ready. And then from here, we're going to carefully roll ourselves onto one side. So organising yourself for the next set of exercises. So I'm going to have my arm above my head with my cushions resting on my arm. But make sure you're comfortable. You could use a block and cushions if you prefer. Your waist is active, so try not to let the spine hammock in towards the mat. We want to keep that sense of lift in the waist, hips stacked, shoulders stacked. Your top hand's there for support. You can use it if you want to. So from here, we're going to have the heels aligned with the back of the pelvis. Heels stay together as we exhale to open and inhale to close. We're going to go for about 8 repetitions here. Keeping the hips nice and still and stable like you did with the last exercise. Good, using that breath. 2. And then last one, hold it open. So keeping that external rotation, we're going to extend the leg and then bend. So keeping the thigh bone still in space and bend. Good, keep it going. Good. For 4, 3, 2, and then hold it. Flex the foot and draw a circle with your heel. Good, keeping the hips nice and still and stable. 3 more. 3, 2, and then last one. Let's reverse for 8. So 8. 3, 2, and then last one. bend the knee and let the knee come down. Lovely. So from here, we're going to come up into our 4-point kneeling position. And we're going to stabilise the shoulders, organising the pelvis in neutral. So making sure the hip bones and pubic bone are parallel with your mat. And you've got that sense of lift working through the middle of the body. We're then going to extend that same leg we were just working behind us. So sliding the foot behind, keeping the pelvis and spine stable. We're going to lift up and lower. Up and lower. Really lengthen that leg. Trying to keep the body nice and still. 4, 5, 6, 2 more, and then lift and hold. 8 little pulses, so lifting up, 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 up. 4, 3, 2 and 1. Let the leg come down. Externally rotate the thigh, so turning the knee out, but same position. Keep the body still and stable. We're going to lift up and down. So 8 more in external rotation, keeping the pelvis still and square. Good. And again for 4, 3, targeting the glute a little bit more here, 2, and then last one, lift and hold, 8 little pulses, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and release that leg down. Lovely. Let's change sides. So bringing yourself onto your other side for your clam, so you could just roll over, but say that I'm facing the camera, I will take myself onto the other side, using any blocks or props you need to help with posture. Good, so organising the pelvis, spine, shoulders and hips, finding that sense of lift in the centre. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to go for 8 clams. So keeping the hips nice and stable, not letting that top hip ripple or roll back. Good, let's keep it going for 4 more here. 4, use the breath. 3, 2, and then last one, hold it there. From here, we're going to extend that leg and release. And again, extend, keeping the thigh still in space, keeping the hips level. Try and keep that waist active. And again for 4, 3, 2, and then straighten and hold. Flex the foot. We're going to do 8 little circles going forwards. And then reverse it for 8, 6, 3, 2, and then last one. Bend that knee, let the knee come back down, and then organise yourself again, ready for your lift and lower. So 4-point kneeling, neutral pelvis, lengthened position of the spine. Use the abdominals to connect and support you. Slide that same leg you were just working away from you in parallel, so knee to the floor. We're going to lift up and down, up. And again, good. Keep it going for 4 more. 4, 3, really reach. 2, and then lift and hold. 8 little pulses, so we lift up, 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 again. 4, 3, 2 and 1. Let the leg come down, find your external rotation. So turning the knee out away from the midline of the body. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift up and down. And again, 3, 4, really reach. 2 more. Lift and hold, and then pulse up. 3, 4 for 4, 3, 2 and 1, and release down. Lovely. Coming back to your 4-point kneeling position. So from here, we're going to inhale. As you exhale, we're going to squeeze the sit bones together, gently rounding that spine. So for me, really focusing on the movement of the lower back. It's feeling quite restricted now. Inhale at the top, and then exhale, reversing it, finding that even sense of extension through the whole body and spine. Inhale, exhale, tuck, scoop, hollow and roll the spine. Look for that flexion of the lower back. Maintain as much length as you can. Breathing steady and smooth. And then when you're ready, you can release. Lovely. So from here, we're going to carefully take ourselves up to a standing position. So being very careful to come all the way up. Get to take your time. So from here, we're going to come into a lunge position. So we're going to take a split stance. We're going to lift onto the ball of the back leg and we're going to straighten that back leg as best we can. So really pulling up through the thigh. While you're here, try and organise the pelvis and spine in your neutral. So just finding that sense of length. Good. And then from here, we're going to bend both knees, staying upright, coming down and lifting up. So you can always adjust your feet if you need to. You can take them slightly wider for balance or hold on to something like a chair or the wall. Good. 4 more here. Try and straighten that back leg. So really draw up through the thigh. 3, work with a range of movement that feels good for you. 2. And then last one. Good, before stepping up the mat. Lovely. So organising the feet again in parallel, having a wider stance if you need to help with your balance. Going to step back. So you're on the ball of your back foot, your feet are in parallel, you're going to pull up through that thigh, straightening it as best as you can. Shoulders above hips, length in the spine. We're going to come down and lift. So 8 repetitions, nice and slowly. Really pull up through that thigh. And then last one. Good. And step up the mat. Lovely. So now taking the feet into a parallel position, we're going to come into our Pilates Squats. So we're going to inhale, send the hips down and back, and then exhale, fully open the hip. Engage the glutes at the top. Good. Let's go for 4 more. So 8 in total. Keep the length of the body and spine. Good. And then resting when you're ready. Lovely. So let's take the feet now wide of the pelvis and turn the toes out. Let the shoulders relax away from the ears. Inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to lift up and over. Just stretching into the waist. Inhale. And then exhale, rebuild the spine. Inhale. Exhale, peel yourself over, gently come over. Inhale and exhale, return. Good, so just gently taking yourself as far as feels comfortable for you. Stretching into your waist. Really nice, lovely. Bringing your feet back into parallel, just taking a moment to settle into the body. Notice how you feel. Lovely. Thank you for joining me today. Well done, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.